Hello NBA fans, every day we have news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm counting on you to subscribe to the channel and leave your. Luka Doncic was signed to play for the Lakers for many years, making history and winning titles. But fans still worry about one thing: if Luka Doncic refuses the contract extension, he'll be a free agent in 2026, and every NBA team wants to sign Doncic. But the Lakers front office is taking action and is willing to pay Doncic a hefty salary so he can be the face of the franchise. The Lakers will invest millions to keep Luka Doncic. The Los Angeles Lakers are preparing for a hopeful 2025-26 campaign with ex-Dallas Mavericks guard Luka Doncic at the helm, but the franchise has already zeroed in on securing their long-term future. With countless rumors regarding the dismay of 21-time All-Star LeBron James beginning to circulate, the storied organization will evidently prioritize their 26-year-old phenom moving forward. Of course, the Lakers' first step towards appeasing Doncic will be inking the 5-time All-NBA first-team selection to a gargantuan contract extension this summer. Doncic will be eligible to sign a 4-year extension with Los Angeles worth up to $228 million after August 2, but recent reports have indicated that the Slovenian superstar could choose to sign on for less in the interim in exchange for opportunity to completely reshape the NBA free agency landscape in a few short years. Instead, Doncic could opt to sign a shorter, 3-year deal worth roughly $165 million, with a player option for the third year, which would extend through the 2028-29 season, CBS Sports' Jasmine Wimbish wrote Friday. The reason for this path would be to allow Doncic to become a free agent sooner, which would coincide with the completion of his 10th year of NBA service. At that point in time, if he declines his player option for the 2028-29 season, it would make him eligible to sign a contract worth 35% of the salary cap. Assuming that the salary cap rises 10% each season, that would allow Doncic to sign a projected 5-year, $418 million deal. With a series of lucrative decisions over the next few seasons, it's possible for Doncic to set himself up for an otherworldly $418 million contract agreement with a Lakers team that would remain eager to lock him in for the majority of his career. Doncic would likely remain with the team through his age 34 season if he were to follow this exact path, and he's already shown nothing but loyalty to the squad since landing in Los Angeles via trade prior to the February 6 trade deadline this past season. Following his arrival to the Lakers, the versatile 6'6" offensive weapon contributed 28.2 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.5 assists on a 59% true shooting percentage spanning 28 appearances to close the regular season. Heading into 2025-26, Los Angeles's front office and general manager Rob Pelinka will surely be putting pedal to the metal in an effort to have the habitual MVP candidate commit to an extension of any kind, regardless of what it may cost down the road. Luka Doncic has utmost respect and loves playing with LeBron James. The relationship between LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers is more tenuous than it's ever been, and much of the reason for that has to do with Luka Doncic. Since the Lakers acquired the former Dallas Mavericks superstar in a shocking trade, they have moved the direction of their franchise firmly his way, reportedly leaving James behind in the process. The culmination of this was the Lakers reportedly not offering LeBron a contract extension when he was weighing whether or not to pick up his player option. It leaves James vulnerable as an expiring contract for the first time in his career. And so, with all that in mind, it's fair to wonder about the relationship between the Lakers' tenured star and their new star with James and Doncic. However, it appears that the two have a great relationship filled with mutual respect and admiration for one another. Luka's agent, Laura Beth Seeger, confirmed that with Ramona Shelburne of ESPN. Luka loves playing with LeBron and has learned so much from him. He has nothing but the utmost respect for LeBron and considers it an honor to be his teammate. It's very clear that the ongoing issues between James and the Lakers have nothing to do with his relationship to Doncic, even if the latter is the reason for LA slowly ousting the former. LeBron and Luka have had mutual respect for one another dating back years. And it's also clear they enjoy playing together, as the collective IQ between the two is potentially higher than any two teammates in the history of the NBA. It's simply unfortunate that the timing of them teaming up together does not allow for the ideal working relationship. Had James been even 35 when the pairing met up, LA could have easily prioritized both timelines at once. However, at 40 and entering his age 41 season, the Lakers can no longer afford to sell off significant hauls of future assets to make one-year runs. Warriors considered making trade offer for LeBron James. LeBron James' future with the Lakers is now one of the biggest questions hanging over the franchise going into the 2025-26 season. Even in prior years, there were rumors floating around about a potential LeBron trade with the Golden State Warriors inquiring about a possible deal, though nothing came of it. Now, the idea of James in another uniform has come up once again this offseason, mainly following the statement made by his agent Rich Paul after he picked up his player option for the 2026 season. Paul's statement on LeBron wanting to win now and evaluating the Lakers' offseason moves seemed to open the door at a possibility of him wanting to move on, and interested teams took notice. Once again, one of those teams was the Warriors, who reportedly internally considered making a trade offer to the Lakers for James. Lakers linked to former Celtics Defensive Player of the Year. The Los Angeles Lakers will need to continue to improve their roster during the remainder of the offseason, but they haven't done badly for themselves. DeAndre Ayton could be a decent player if he performs at the level that everybody knows he can when he tries as hard as he can, and Jake LaRavia is a decent player. While the Lakers may not be contenders in the Western Conference, they could be if they make the right supporting moves. When searching for what those moves could be, it was recently reported by Anthony Irwin of Clutch Points that the Lakers have some interest in bringing in former Boston Celtics fan favorite and current Washington Wizards guard Marcus Smart. Some have speculated that Smart could get bought out over the next few weeks, and if he does, there are expected to be many teams around the league interested in him. Previous trade targets include Andrew Wiggins and Robert Williams, among others, and a couple new names have garnered some attention given how the rest of the offseason has played out to this point. Sources say Matisse Thybulle, Marcus Smart, though most teams are watching to see if he's going to be bought out, Ayo Dosunmu and others are names the Lakers have had preliminary conversations with teams about availability and price, though no offers have been made, they wrote. Smart would be a great defender for the Lakers, but it's tough to say that he'd put them over the top. While he has his strengths, many Celtics fans also acknowledge that he has his weaknesses, and at times, these weaknesses can be glaring. Opposing teams making Lakers pay more in potential trades, says ESPN insider. The Los Angeles Lakers pulled off a historic heist when they were able to trade for Luka Doncic a couple of weeks before the trade deadline. They paid an incredibly low price for him. In order to bring him to Los Angeles, the Lakers parted ways with Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round pick. That was all it took to get Doncic and Maxi Kleber from the Mavericks. That was a fantastic trade facilitated by Rob Pelinka, but now other teams are holding it against them. In fact, the Lakers seem to have a higher price for other trades they are trying to make. It seems that the price they were willing to pay for Mark Williams is now being used against them. According to ESPN, teams were making the Lakers pay a higher price as they searched for a trade involving a center. The Lakers sent a younger player, Dalton Knecht, an unprotected first-round pick, and a first-round pick swap to the Hornets for Williams. They decided to rescind that trade after looking at Williams' physical, though. Because they established that price as what they were willing to pay for a center, other teams were holding them to that as they were enthralled in negotiations around the league. Eventually, the Lakers wound up signing DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year deal worth $16 million, which was much cheaper than any trade they would have had to make. The Lakers might have to deal with the same problem if Ayton isn't working out around the trade deadline. They might shop around to try to find another center if he continues to have work ethic issues. Rob Pelinka could find that the market isn't very kind to him when it comes to looking for another big man. They still might be looking for a forward who is defensive-minded, as well. Pelinka has to be careful making trades from now on. Other teams are going to be less willing to deal with them after they stole Doncic away from Dallas. He has to navigate those waters with some expertise. Lakers get bad news about potential trade for award-winning champion. The Los Angeles Lakers continue to come up in trade speculation involving several players, but their potential hopes of landing Andrew Wiggins from the Miami Heat may have just been officially ended. Wiggins, 30, is heading into his first full season with the Heat, who acquired him from the Golden State Warriors at the 2025 trade deadline. That fact is key to the current sentiment that the 2014 Rookie of the Year will stay with the Heat. During an interview at Summer League practice in Vegas, Erik Spoelstra says Andrew Wiggins is already back in South Florida and views him as an important piece of the Heat's rotation next season, Miami Herald's Anthony Chang reported on X on July 12. The expectation is the Heat will move forward with Andrew Wiggins on its roster for the start of next season. The Heat wants to see what this mix will look like. Wiggins was the number 1 overall pick by the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2014. He averaged 19.0 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 1.2 steals, and 1.0 blocks in 17 appearances with the Heat following the trade this past season. He would give the Lakers a two-way presence alongside LeBron James and Luka Doncic. However, the Lakers' hopes of landing Wiggins could depend on how far they are willing to go to appease the Heat in a trade. He is in year 3 of a 4-year, $109 million contract with a player option for 2026 to 27. Underscore 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 underscore. Heat plan to keep Andrew Wiggins. The Heat's asking price appears to remain high, despite rumors of talks with the Lakers, whose best offer, that they were willing to make, may not have been enough in those talks. As we've reported, Heat will trade him only if it's a clear win/upgrade/better collection of assets. They will absolutely listen to offers but are fine with keeping him if that's how it turns out, the Miami Herald's Barry Jackson reported on X on July 12, corroborating Chang's post. Per source, nothing presented to Heat on Wiggins has been enticing and plan is to keep him, barring something unforeseen. We got Wiggins to get Wiggins, the source said, per Jackson. He's a good player. He's been a big part of winning teams. The Lakers, it seems, must wait a bit longer to see if they can join Wiggins' list with a trade. Lakers have not met Heat's rumored asking price in potential Andrew Wiggins trade. Lakers beat writer Jovan Buha explained the grumblings about what the Heat could seek in a trade for Wiggins, who won a title with the Warriors in 2022. I've reported/shared what I've heard, which is that they've been asking for like the first-round pick, and Dalton Connect, which I think is an overpay for Wiggins. And I think they also want Rui Hachimura, too, because they want to remain competitive, Buha said on Buha's block on July 2. I think that the Miami asking price needs to drop. Would the Lakers be more willing to part with even greater assets during the season? Buha noted that Austin Reeves remains off-limits and viewed as a cornerstone for the franchise, but the Lakers may need to get creative if Wiggins is someone they feel would complete their group. The Los Angeles Lakers assembled what looks like a championship-caliber roster on paper, adding superstar Luka Doncic to join LeBron James and newly acquired DeAndre Ayton. Yet behind the scenes, tension is brewing between the franchise and its most recognizable face. The Lakers appear to be prioritizing long-term planning over immediate championship aspirations, a strategy that reportedly doesn't align with James' goals. A veteran NBA executive recently shared insights about the growing divide within the organization. I think LeBron and the Lakers front office are butting heads. They haven't had an impressive offseason at all, and then there are rumors that Rob Pelinka is saving cap space for 2027. That's just idiotic when you have LeBron and Luka, the NBA executive told Hoops Wire. The Lakers did make a significant move by signing former Portland Trail Blazers center DeAndre Ayton to a 2-year, $16.6 million contract. General manager Rob Pelinka views this as foundational for future championship runs, but the timeline creates friction with James' immediate objectives. James will turn 41 next season, making his championship window increasingly narrow. He's chasing his 5th ring with limited time remaining. The current roster construction suggests the Lakers aren't fully committed to maximizing this opportunity, despite having elite talent. The Western Conference features formidable competition from Denver, Oklahoma City, and Minnesota. James likely wants the front office to pursue an all-in approach, adding complementary pieces to compete with these contenders. The unfortunate reality appears to be that James no longer sits atop the Lakers' priority list. Since Doncic's arrival, his desires have taken a backseat to the organization's broader vision. This shift in focus could define how the season unfolds for both parties.